see what we got going on today. Let me drag my mic. Let me refresh so I get my okay. So bro, things are about to get real quick. Like I gotta be ready mentally because I'm breaking even for the first week I'm scalping, and if I would have removed the unnecessary losses, I would have doubled the account, bro, in one fucking week. And in August, where price action is not the best. Just think about that, and I have to really get mentally ready. I cannot get cocky. I cannot get overconfident. I cannot do any of those things. So I must be ready for that to happen. I actually like to slightly keep buying here on Euro. I wouldn't really say we're necessarily over. Oh, did we print? We kind of took this high, but I would still say we're likely to be drawn into it. I'm not sure yet. It's a bit voided. Oh, this is Geo, my bad. So let's see Euro here. So we have reached this 4-hour premium, but I would say still we should be drawn higher. Now we have this inversion. We have 4-hour AVG getting mitigated here at the bottom, but we also kind of have this. So I would still say we should be holding bullish prices though, and at least towards this high. So we have a pretty solid draw for the day, pretty solid draw. But we do have this 50-minute FVG here, which I would like to get inversed. So this will be generally our criteria to keep looking for buys here to target Asian high and London high. So that's generally our choice. I still like Geo as well. So we're gonna see. Here we have a way better sweep, but we look like we might be bearish soon. So just gonna pay attention to that. Nasdaq and SPX we gotta skip for later on. Let's see gold. It kind of looks bearish here. I mean, we have reached premium prices. Let me remove this alert. Boom. And we do look like we're gonna hold bearish from here. So with this 50-minute inverse, we might have some shorts and now target the sell side, but we do have a bit of resistance. I'm not sure, but it looks decent for a sell. The high resistance here to target at least Asian lows, and finally that. Let's see, is the CHF hourly gap inversion. Yeah, we should probably be targeting higher soon. Boom. Let's see. Yeah, this looks good already, but we're pre-open. So USD CHF, I do like how we're looking, even though we have the sell side. I wouldn't really care. I would still say we're drawing higher here, because we have higher time frame. We have hourly AVG getting mitigated here. We have inversion, so we have strong higher time frame on reaching here, and yeah, we're pretty solid on reaching higher. I don't know if I necessarily want to be trading USD CHF, but we're gonna see. Here I wouldn't really be trading, as I said, unless we inverse this. G was a bit better, but it looks kind of weak as well. It looks kind of weak. So it's weird. I would like for a bigger swing to happen. And here we have here we have a good sweep if we manage to come into Asian lows. So that's what I'm gonna look at. So let's see. It's a bit choppy, but let's recap. What are the highest probability pairs? Still like Euro, because we rebalanced this bullish range, and now we broke higher. We formed this gap, which is our trigger for higher prices. I'm still using my intraday concepts, and from here, especially if we inverse, alright, this I'm waiting for us to inverse this, and then on the retest I'm looking to trade Asian highs in this. So that's my criteria for Euro though, waiting for us to inverse basically this. Otherwise we're pretty much gonna short, but I don't really want to be shorting though, because we don't really have a lot of confluence on shorting, and we're shorting towards a mitigated POI. So yeah, shorts are definitely invalid for us here. We gotta wait for that inversion, and on the retest, like from a bullish range, retest, and from here we can look at these scalps. Target intraday, like first target this, second target, third target. Yeah, this is a solid trade on bias. This can be a very high R trade. So we're gonna see if we get what we want. I wouldn't short unless now my focus today is gonna be on taking a bit more of a high quality trades and be a bit more trade selective. Like this is what kind of escaped my vision these past few days, and yesterday I actually broke even after taking that massive W on AUDUSD, because I kind of overtraded. But overtrading is not the problem. The overtrading of shitty setups is the problem. So we gonna see here. I cannot say I really like this. Would have liked for us to react here, but I'm gonna wait. For my criteria for basically G will be us inverting this right here. That would be my criteria. So yeah, AU, I do really like this low. If we manage to sweep this low, this would be very nice. A very nice Asian low sweep here to potentially look for those buys. And also gold is looking good for a potential transfer because we have higher time frame area. We have this hourly getting printed. So if we hold properly lower, if we initiate, then we see a retracement. I would easily target this low and this low. These lows as a target. This is overall mitigated. So yeah, we're gonna see what we got. We do have this right here. So boom. I do like how we fell. Let's see, we fell there. Oops, what the fuck did I do? We fell this this retracement range, and now we're breaking lower. It's a good break already pre New York, but I do like here. We might be selling as well on AUDUSD, but we need to wait. This area also looks really good. Like, look at this shit. All right, let me remove some of the drawings. We have a 4-hour bullish gap here, and then followed by the 4-hour bullish gap, we have a 1-hour inverse, and this is really good to keep looking at targeting higher. But the thing is, we already took buy sell liquidity. That's the iffy part about this trade, but we don't need to necessarily target the high, but this low is still very, very good to see a sweep off. So yeah, June we don't need that much confluence. We have very solid higher time frame draw. I would still say we're very likely on drawing towards this and towards this. I would say it's a bit weaker higher time frame than euro, pretty sure. Yeah, euro's already at the highs, but yeah, we're still chilling. So that's what I'm waiting for here. It's probably the same with DXY. Yeah, we have reached this, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're just gonna, yeah, the hourly gap looks good and it has potential for us to switch trend. But look at this high. We're building a very strong fractal high, so this usually ends up still holding lower, but we have reached an area where sells or continuing lower gets a bit risky. So that's what I'm going to pay attention to if we want to continue or if we want to switch trend. If we inverse here, if we inverse this hourly, I'm down to be looking at this, but still relatively risky, right? Still relatively risky. I would still prefer buys though, but we need to wait for this. We're gonna see, but I wouldn't really prefer shorting because they were shorting against an already mitigated POI. We want to be shorting against unmitigated POIs. Once this got mitigated, it fucks our idea, right? Our idea would have been, let's say we wanted to short off this 4-hour to target this, but now that it got reached, it becomes really risky, right? To keep shorting, it's more likely to be buying. So yeah, but even here we have a mitigated POI, so it's kind of ping-pongy, but we should be fine because we're looking to target this. This untaken liquidity, that's pretty much our idea here. Have to be careful at this, but yeah, we're gonna see what it do on London Open. So yeah, I would probably still prefer, definitely still prefer Geo. Geo is a bit of a better pair. For idea because we have these equal highs right here and we have a bit of structure to hold. We have a really strong rebalance, so we should not have reason to be retracing here considering this very strong low. This is a blueprint left by price when we form strong lows that usually support price higher, and our drawn liquidity is really solid for this day, at least for London, right? And we see that compared to euro, Geo doesn't have that 50-minute gap. Euro has this big ass gap, which is obviously a better sign. So Geo clearly is stronger. We can clearly see that shit right here. So that's what I'm gonna wait for here. I'm gonna wait for price to break above this That's my criteria for this trade price to break above this, and then on the retest here I'm gonna enter, and we can easily look to target this. This is our London idea here. Very, very nice, because we also swapped this liquidity, and now if we manage to close above it, that's gonna be a great sign. We swept Asian lows, but this becomes really pivotal. We want to see price break above it. So yeah, and I still like AUD/USD, but we have to be careful at these mitigated POIs and liquidity taken. This kind of forbids buys, or at least forbids long-term buys, right? Because we took liquidity, which makes it we don't have realistically reason to be drawing higher right now. Same with same with euro though, which makes it a bit risky, but we can still trade it. So we're gonna see here. I'm a bit scared on euro about this internal liquidity here, so maybe this can be one of our targets. Boom, and we can target this, then second and third if we manage to reach. So now also I'm paying, so first I'm paying a bit more attention to trade selection and stop taking those bullshit trades, and second of all I'm paying attention to leaving my runners run, leaving my winners run, because my winners, especially when we're on bias, in this case if I'm buying, they run a lot, and they run to like 5 hour at least. So I'm gonna be careful at that, but this looks really good if we break. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick, because yeah, duty calls. And I'm gonna be back in 10 minutes when I'm we looking good for today. We're gonna see if we have something. see. Okay, the Geo look like it's breaking. So let's see what we got going on. Let's see what we got. Want to see that break higher? This is a very pivotal price point. But I'm gonna wait for that break. Some intraday structure. We need that intraday structure here. So this looks more like it's gonna start breaking lower. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't really have confluences to be looking at shorts here. We do have that hourly gap, but it's very risky. Let's think about whether this trade would be valid to take. It would be, but it's very unlikely to play out. So I would prefer on staying on. Okay, gold apparently rejected, so we might actually be buying. Look at this. That is risky because we're buying into a 1 hour AVG and I don't really want to do that, even though this here looks pretty good. Sell side rate into inversion and look to target these highs, but pretty risky. High resistance, I don't really want to be doing all of that, but we're gonna see. Probably still gonna wait on this. I do like this. Buy some liquidity here. How much is the chef here? We're gonna see. Yeah, it's already looks like gold is living, but we had this more like refinement, which we already retested, so this would have way faster. Just a London open, we straight out do that shit. So we're gonna wait. Thing is, this gap is pre-voided. That's what I would be inclined to buy, but it's still risky. We cannot really be doing all of that, even though I want to. Yeah, it's just stupid. We're gonna wait for this though. It's our idea, but we need to see some movement. Yeah, gold already leaving off that. It would be decent, but I don't really want to be buying towards a 4 hour AVG. That just got mitigated because it forbids, like, it's very risky to be doing this or trying to do this. But yeah, this would have been a decent trade, like a sell side sweep into a 50-minute 1 hour AVG, and we retest here on the 1 minute. This would be decent, like at least target this low resistance high, but already been late and price already left in, like yeah, we see we might be getting what we want on Geo though, so we're gonna wait for that. I don't want to see that break, I don't want to see that retest, so we're gonna be a bit cautious or patient, however you want to call it. Yeah, this is risky as well, so we can't really be doing all of that. We cannot really be doing all of that. Waiting on this our idea, so this is our high quality idea for today, so we gotta be patient and wait for it. That's what I realized. Even though I want to trade, we have around 3 high quality trades per day. Yesterday I took around 8 fucking trades, so one big reason why I'm breaking even right now, but it's still a lot of progress, right? Because I'm breaking even on my first day, my first week of scalping, so that's a lot of progress. Still a lot of progress. First week usually be a bit bumpy until I get a bit used to it, right? Because still, so this decent sell side rate here, and wait on that. This can be a good opportunity. I'm just gonna get ready in case we get
so in this video
in this video you're gonna suck my dick. But I will have to do this. Open my authenticator. Six, 7, 8, 8, 4, 7. Boom. Okay. Oh, I forgot to record. Oh, I am recording. Okay. Terminals. Oh, it's Act Trader. Okay. We're just waiting for a bit of structure here. We're looking like we're getting what we wanted, but we cannot really just jump in the trade like that with no regrets. So we still gotta wait for that. Yeah. Boom, boom. Let's see a break higher and then a retest. That's what I want to see here. AU ended up flying. Probably gold as well. Yeah, gold trade was decent, but we cannot really like high resistance PI mitigated. Yeah, it's just too risky. It's too risky. Oh, this is our setup, and we're forming a 50-minute gap, 50-minute inverse. This is exactly what we needed, and we have that really strong higher time frame target. So this is a very high potential setup. But I do want to see that retracement. I want to see it close. Us come here. We're probably gonna react off this, and then I want to see that retest. And from here I'm gonna enter. I'm gonna have probably my stop loss below this, but I do want to see that retracement. If you don't get it, it is what it is. I'm still waiting for that. It's very likely for us to get it because it's a good area. It's a 5-minute FVG, I'm pretty sure, or a 50-minute. Yeah, 50-minute FVG. So we're gonna wait for that. Buying here is really yeah, really kind of stupid. So we're gonna wait for a better R place. That's pretty much what we gonna do. That's Geo legitimately, like, even though I would want to have more trades, Geo's the only really valid pair that we got today. So, and I'm really confident in this, actually, in us drawing back to these highs, unmitigated POI. So I'm taking liquidity, unmitigated POI. It's exactly how I want to be traded. All that we're waiting for is that retest, and that's it. We're gonna enter. We just gotta be patient. Or Euro can be a good choice as well, but yeah, I don't really like Euro here. And we're trading against the mitigated and taking liquidity. So Geo, definitely Geo is what we're gonna look at for today, at least for London. And of course there's gonna be a lot of setups that usually get printed with time and with delivery, so we're gonna see, but still waiting on this. It's kind of exactly what I wanted. I did want to get a big swing, and now I do want to see that equilibrium retrace, which is really perfect. Like, currently the trade is unfolding exactly how we wanted. I just want to see that retrace, which is still very likely to do, either because there's still some leftover orders around this area, so these might actually cause that retracement, or we come and take the high and then we cause that retracement. So we're gonna see, but I still really like this trade. But I do want to see our 50-minute VG here getting retested and that Asian low. Also, one thing I always pay attention to, which I never really talk about, is how we behave to liquidity getting taken. So in this case, if we close below such a significant level, we can trade it as support and resistance, meaning if we close below, we're more likely on reaching lower, but if we close above and hold it as support, we're more likely on holding it higher. I still really like this area, so that's what we're gonna wait for. Still really like that area. AUDUSD ended up being the strongest here, but we wouldn't have really had any setups. We did have the small FVG here, to be honest, but yeah, just straight off of London Open, it ended up going higher. So still this very valid, very valid setup. We can get crazy hard because we can, let's say we get a gap here, we have like a 3 pip stop loss, and we have like crazy fucking R on this. We have 6.5 on the high, and we have like 10 on the higher time frame. So we have really high potential for high R. This is the power of scalping, right? Because we have these, we get way more R compared to intraday trading, and we usually play the same idea except on lower time frames and on refined entries, which is really the power of scalping at the end of the day. So let's see that retest. Where is GU? We're gonna get ready here. My bad. Let me delete this shit because I have too many You can also leave straight off the bat. That's not forbidden. And we could have maybe market executed here. Would have been this be a good idea? Yeah, kind of would have been. Now it's a bit late to do that, or is it? Fuck. Didn't cross my mind to do that. Fuck. What are our stop losses here? Can do like, yeah, let's just be patient. We don't want to be chasing the trade, even though we got that really good mitigation. Let's be patient. Maybe we get a better our stop loss should be generally around this area. Could have been already limit order of this level, but I wasn't inspired enough. If we reach into this gap again, I'm gonna buy one, and I'm considering re-entering on more confluence. So this is our first order. I think stop loss is, yeah, is below here. Again, our take profit is gonna be in the same area. We get a 3.8 on this, and we get a 6 on higher time frame draw. So this is our first relative risk entry. And then if we get another like confluence, if we come deeper and we give a better confluence, I'm gonna enter again, because I really like this idea. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. And we ended up kind of being lucky with this down candle and giving us a proper entry here. We had a really good entry, even with a market execution. So yeah, I do really like this trade. This is a trade I would be really like happy about of entering, because I really like this. And stop loss is well protected. It's below that that inversion. And look at 3 minute as well. Yeah, it's looking pretty solid. Really solid, and I'm definitely considering scaling in trades like this that I'm high conviction in. I'm really gonna be scaling in, and we have like very decent R on the high. I really like this trade. I'm actually gonna scale in right now. The same area. Boom. Oops. I think we got filled decently though. I'm just really confident in this. I'm willing to risk a bit more on it, because I'm really confident in this trade. We're not setting take profits yet. We have around the same size. We're risking like $5 per this trade, but if price hits TP, we're gonna make bands. Highly confident that we're just gonna straight up just hold from here. If we don't, that's all good though, but I'm still very confident in this trade, and these are the type of trades I really want to be scaling in, with no real hesitation whatsoever, because it's a very high quality trade for me. And how I trade, we have buy side liquidity, we have pretty much everything we need. This is a trade. Oh yeah, it's looking very fucking good. Very good for now. And we got really good fills here on both positions. Yeah, this is a really fucking good trade. Just straight off the bat. Yes, sir. Like, these are the type of trades I want to be taking on a consistent basis. Trades I'm really confident in. Bias really confident in. Draw really confident in. Like, everything I'm really confident in. And here what I'm probably going to do is take one position off here and leave the rest run towards that. But we're going to see when we reach towards that. But yeah, well, I'm really confident in this trade. Really confident. That we're going to be really good. Yeah, this is definitely a trade I want to be taking on a consistent basis. These scalps. I want to listen to some funk, I'm not gonna lie. I really love fucking funk. Let me open up my YouTube on this because here I have my playlist. Boom. Playlists. And I'm also gonna send this to my Discord. I want to be a bit more active to my Discord. Injiwu Longs, really confident in this trade. Not this one, this one. Ooh, funk is always like awakening something inside me, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. I mean, I'm confident in the trade. I mean, I could have expected something like this to happen. I'm gonna set one of my TPs on, oops, what am I doing? I'm gonna set one of the positions TP on this high. Boom. And the rest I'm gonna put on that 4-hour AVG. If I can check it, can I check it? Around here. So which position? That's our TPs. Okay, I'm gonna listen to one song, then I'm gonna play Lofi because I don't want this trade to get copyrighted. So we're gonna listen to this and let the trade run.
esa cinturita. Yo te quiero dar, papi, sin miedo. Yo te quiero dar, papi, sin miedo. Ay, tú prendes mi mano, estamos juntos. No piensas más, no piensas que tú eres mía. Pero la disco, tú eres mi amor tonight. Olvides todos junto a mi amor tonight, oh mi amor tonight.
Let's look at this. We're still chilling. We have this relative strong high here, but yeah, I still think this trade is gonna go. We're gonna see. I'm still really confident that we're gonna draw towards higher time frame liquidity. So still gonna let it run, even though yeah we're in pretty substantial amount of profit for the account. Still very confident in the trade. Still gonna let it run. This is a very high conviction trade, so yeah, I'm gonna let it run. First TP, as I said, Asian highs. Second TP, this 4-hour AVG, and of course after when we reach here, I'm going break even. Like there's no doubts for that. But considering the momentum we got, we should probably continue higher. But it's still up to price to what it wants to do. But I still see prices going high. I'm gonna not really gonna manage the trade. I don't really see any reason to manage the trade just yet. I still think we should be probably continuing higher very easily. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're like $8 in profit, which is again is substantial for this account, but I have no reason of closing if I'm confident that we're gonna reach higher. You get what I mean? So I'm gonna go smoke a ciggy. I'm gonna let the trade run because it's a no-brainer for me to not let it run. So yeah. Still trusting it. Still really think this trade is fine. I'm really high convicted in this trade, so still gonna let it run, even though we're reacting a bit of the spikes of liquidity. Temporary. I don't see a real reason of concern. Of course, we have to retrace, but yeah, on the 3 minute, we're gonna see. We have this bearish gap, so that's what I'm gonna pay attention to. But for me, 1 minute looks retracive. Right, so we're just gonna watch price action here and understand. We might have just came to manipulate this order block. This can be a good choice, and of course we have to retrace, right? We have to retrade, we have to rebalance. But for me, this move still looks very weak, so there's no real reason for me to be closing just yet. So I'm still gonna let it run. We did take some buy sell liquidity, and we do have this relative strength here, but I don't think it will cause a long-term reaction. But yeah, I'm still confident in the trade, still gonna let it run. If we manage to, I don't know, come higher, I'm probably gonna rescale in actually, and rescale in. If we get more confidence that we're gonna go higher, if we don't, we don't. And it is what it is, right? For me, higher time frame draw is still very solid, so. We have a really shallow sweep. We have a sweep, but it's really shallow, and in this case, I still anticipate price holding that shit. So we're gonna also pay, yeah, so we're gonna pay a bit of attention on how we behave here. I might consider trimming, but I see how the move is slowing down and euro's breaking higher, so Jew will follow soon. Jew will follow, just trust it. Ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. Yeah, we did hold 1 minute gaps, but really slow. I would still choose to trust this trade. So still gonna trust it, because for me, higher time frame draw is still really solid. So yeah, maybe could have taken some trims here, but in a high conviction trade, am I really gonna down this retracement? No, I don't think so. I'm still gonna choose to trust it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, prove me wrong, but I still think this trade is really good, and I still believe in the higher time frame draw that we actually have. So I'm still gonna hold it. And yeah, still the move looks retracive. Look at this. Even though the 3 minute, a bit impulsive, but keep in mind, look at the 1 minute. So still gonna choose to hold it. And if we start breaking higher strongly, I'm gonna rescale in. We have this 3 minute. We might come back to mitigate break-even orders, but it does depend. Ooh wee, ooh wee. Prove me wrong if you want to, but I still very much believe in this trade, and I'm gonna hold a high conviction on it. Even though we're pretty slow right now, just believe in it. We also, of course, we have to retrace, right? Especially considering this big ass move that we got. So yeah, still gonna hold it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't really care about being wrong at this point. I still believe we have higher probabilities of holding higher. We're just retracing. Candles are very slow, so yeah, not gonna say that shit again. For me, it's pretty clear what we're gonna do. When we're gonna retrace to this, if I see get inverse, I'm considering really scaling in. But if we respect it, then I'm considering trimming. But right now, not it. I don't really consider this being risky or whatever. Still, yeah, and substantial amount of profit even right now, but I don't care about profit. Keep in mind, your decision should not be based on profit. It should be based on what you see actually happen in the market, right? Yeah, even if it would have been nice to just hit TP, it's just market behavior. Of course, we're reacting of this high slight resistance here, so of course it makes sense for us to retrace. And considering how strong the move was, yes, it makes sense. So nothing wrong with that, to be honest. And here I can leave a final scale in. I'm down for that if we inverse it, of course. Ooh wee, ooh wee. That song is stuck in my head. So yeah, we're finally getting some momentum. Trading view is lagging a lot too, but yeah, even look on our broker how weak this move is. So, and I think now we're also kind of closing the gap. Yeah, let's see here how we behave. Really strong behavior, exactly what I wanted to see here. But I do want to see us close above, and if we do, considering scaling in, especially this gap looking good, I might scale in as another small position on this right here, on this gap that we're currently forming, and on this retest of this. So let me see. Stop loss is gonna be below this low. We already rebalanced, so we wouldn't really have a reason to to really worry about it. I'm gonna see how we close, and on the retest I'm probably gonna scale in if we get the opportunity. If we don't, I'm not gonna chase a scale in, right? I'm still fine with the risk accorded. What the fuck am I saying? The risk for the position. So yeah, really good movement we're getting. I'm not gonna chase an entry. I'm gonna wait for maybe a slight retest if we get it. Ooh wee, ooh wee. That song is really stuck in my head now. If we retest into this or this, I'm scaling in. How's trading? Yeah, pretty good, bro. We're in this trade right now. Yeah, in this trade. Really nice trade for now. Looking really good. Really solid higher time frame draw on liquidity. We have equal highs. Yeah, just looking really solid for me this trade. And now I'm considering giving us a last scale in here. Boom. Stop loss at the low here. We should be continuing off this bullish gap. If we don't, that's all good though, but I'm taking my chances. Ooh wee, ooh wee. This gap still looks very healthy for me right here. Stop loss below the low, we should realistically not retrace. We can fail that lower high, yes, and we have that 3-minute VG, but considering 1 minute here, I'm deciding to hold. If we inverse, yeah, it is what it is. I'm still holding this. Do you trade today? Did you take any trades today, bro, or how are you doing? Just believe. Sometimes in these high conviction trades, you really need to have no doubt, to be honest. Like realistically, no doubt. Ooh wee, because this is exactly what we wanted to see, right? We see price rebalance, then we get a 1 minute confluence, and that's kind of exactly when we want to scale in, when we get a retracement, and then when we get a switch in momentum. So we're gonna see how we doing. Also, we have inversion here. We have this. Yeah, it looks good for me. So I'm gonna stand on business. Now it's very crucial if we hold higher or if we don't. Right, because if we inverse, it's very likely we're actually gonna retrace, and then I'm also considering taking some partials depending on how we behave. But I still hold the idea that we're gonna hold bullish order flow, but it does depend to price and what price wants to do. Because here we kind of reacted of that liquidity level, so we might use this as a point to reverse. Yes, but it's trust, bro. Sometimes it's about trust. No matter what the candles be telling you, sometimes it's about trust, but not blind trust, right? Not blind trust. Trust should be based on price action and on your idea of the trade. But yeah, you should not really see one bearish candle and then be like, oh my god, I'm gonna close and close and close it now. Still believing in this. I just would want to see some momentum here. We're a bit stalling, but yeah. I still say we're chilling. I don't exactly know where I'm gonna have my take profit for the scale in. It's probably gonna be one of the runners, this smaller position here. So we're gonna see. We're gonna figure that out as we go. First take profit is definitely here on Asian highs. I do want to see this get closed above now, this bearish AVG that we have. Oops. Pamo. Oh. Shit. God damn. Big ass candle. Big ass candle that we got. But let's see now carry on above these highs right here. This platform is fucking weird. What's happening with this platform? I need to refresh this. Okay. Now we're chilling. Bro, but this platform is so fucking weird. Ongari. Good reaction. Just need to see momentum carry on. Want to see momentum carry on. Euro also started very higher. This is a good sign for Geo as well. But yeah, let's see carry on. At least this high now. I'm really confident that at least we're gonna take this high. So we're chilling on that idea, I would say. You're following pretty much a lot of profit for the account. It's like this is like 20% for the account, but it's pointless to close like stupidly. There's no reason to be closing right now. Like my higher time frame draw and my draw for the trade is still really solid. So why would I do stupid shit like this? Close because of profit? Hell nah. Hell nah. Let's see this rebalance, and here we should be definitely starting to explode a bit above these highs and possibly reach into that take profit in the next couple of candles, but it does depend the price. Ooh wee, that song is fucking stuck in my head, bro. I can't get it out. But yeah, we should definitely be taking this high. Now I'm really confident that at least this high we're gonna take. We're probably gonna rebalance and again fly off this. That's what I see. Let's see if that gets confirmed by price. Right here, that 1 minute gap. But it looks like a gap that doesn't get mitigated in some sense. I don't know why. I think because of this 1 minute doji candle, but we're gonna see. I see some momentum due. Nice, good start. Yeah, this looked like a breakaway, yeah. Because of, I think, this doji candle. Let's see some momentum above these highs. Nice. That's what we want to see. Ooh, we put a butter. Now if we break above, we're easily going to the high. But I want to see some momentum above this high right here. We should be chilling. We're already like at 2.6 R, but still it's just brain dead. My winners run a way more than how I usually take, way more than 1 to 2 hours. So I just need to leave my runners run a bit more, but I need to also stay grounded and realize, okay, this is time to close, this is not time to close, this is time to trim. You get what I mean? Ooh wee, ooh wee. This okay, the candle opened bearish apparently, and now we should see off the retest of this high here. We should see that momentum carry on towards TP. Generally, that's what I think. This looks like a breakaway right here, or you might get retested now of the reaction of the high. It's kind of two things, but for me kind of still looks like a breakaway. That's a really good body rejection on the 1 minute candle. Here we have a bit more clarity on the trading view. We see it a bit more clearly. This here, the candle looks a bit weird, but yeah. Ooh wee, Only. I love fucking scalping, bro. I love fucking scalping. I'm not gonna lie. Geo has been crazy good this week. We had 3 really fucking good setups this week with Geo. It's kind of still struggling a bit above these highs, but I still think the trade should be fine. But yeah, as long as we hold this high support, we should be fine. But I would wanna see some momentum, of course. But yeah, we're gonna see. This becomes an important point, this gap right now. It's a pivotal point. We need to see hold it, otherwise I'm probably gonna be closing actually. Let's see if we hold it and keep displacing. That's a really good sign, because this is the gap that we should hold towards TP basically. That's a very good wick rejection for now. Let's pay attention. But yeah, this becomes, it kind of looks like price doesn't really want to break. So I'm still waiting on these couple candles to see. We have this bearish gap printed. Yeah, this looks like kind of price is gonna make the high here. So yeah, I'm probably gonna close soon. And closing, it looks very bearish. So we made like $6. I don't see my recent position. We made like $6. This looks like it's gonna inverse and it's gonna take this high as our drawn liquidity. I might be wrong, but I'm still fine on the day. We still made like $6. So this is basically the trade. I closed at around like 2R. On this side, yeah, this looks, I cannot really marry the buys. Like if I see a very strong high, and based on my experience here, we're very likely gonna print bearish. I might be wrong. I'm not saying I might not be, but still, I do really see us being bearish from here. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. The scaling was a small loss, but we still made substantial amount for the account. So that's pretty much it. I don't really see any other opportunities for now. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be bearish, so I'm gonna still watch it a bit. But for me, still looks very likely that, considering how we reacted above this high, we're gonna retrace back to break even. So I don't think I'm wrong for that. I think I made the right choice, because look how we're inversing and how we're coming off that high. So yeah, how we behaved here is really showing me signs that we're actually taking this as our drawn liquidity, and we're gonna react off this. And we're gonna see. For me, in this moment, this is the most likely decision and the proper decision to be making. So yeah, I think for me this looks like we're gonna reach back into break-even orders again. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, it is what it is. But I still think the close was good. It was not emotional. It was reacted of buy side, of gap forming, of this, of behavior. Intuition was kind of yelling at me to close here, but it's all good though. So yeah, fully closed at a 2R. At around, I think around here, fully closed at a 2R. So yeah, that's all we got. For me, higher time frame trade was really solid, but we always gotta be adaptive to what price does. Sending this to my Discord. Yeah, this looks very bearish to me of this, and we also took liquidity here, which yeah, this looks bearish. We gotta, like, this is important about trading as well, right? This is very, very important about trading. When we see that, okay, we're getting really clear signs that we're actually reversing, we need to be able to admit, okay, what I wanted to see from this trade is not happening, and I have to accept the probabilities of this trade now reversing. You get what I mean? Now is, I'm not saying that the trade will not work, but we're very likely on reaching back into break-even orders. From there, I might still be looking at shorts, but for me, how we're reacting here, it just looks really, really bearish. It looks like something like this will happen. My bad. Something like this will happen, but we already retested that 1 minute inverse. This actually could have been a good opposing entry. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but for me, probabilities, I didn't close emotionally, but probability, me seeing, first of all, seeing for us to see continuation behavior here and to see that our main taking profit would have gotten hit, we wouldn't have seen this bullshit price slowing down here. We would have seen gap support price higher, and we would have seen continuation behavior. This instantly, us slowing down here, is a really, really bad sign, and it's an early sign that we're going to take this high as a reversal point, and we're going to start retracing at least. And then I saw us inversing this, which was my reason for closing. Basically, us inversing this, the reason for closing. It could be a reason for partials as well, but for me, I'm really fine with the amount made of on this trade. We don't need to make that all that big amount. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think, yeah, on this inversion, for me, it still looks very likely that we're actually going to start retracing from here. We're going to come back to break-even orders, maybe on that retracement. I'm not saying I will not be trading, but this is pretty much it for today, right? For London, at least. Yeah, it looks bearish for me, and I'm going to trust my God here. It's all about trusting my God, and as I said, I'm going to bring this up again. When the trade looks, or when you know, okay, price is really looking like it's reversing from here, you need to be able to accept that, and accept that your main idea is likely not to play out, and you need to be able to trim the position. For me, a 2RR is definitely more than enough, but I wanted to see if price wants to stretch towards my higher time frame draw on liquidity. For me here, it's not really worth leaving the trade open, because I really see a high potential of being bearish, at least towards break-even orders, and I don't really want to leave my position open. I secured like 2 point something R, and that's more than enough for me right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, price is really looking like, I don't really see it being bullish, considering this inversion, considering this trade on liquidity. I see it very likely on being bearish here. So that's pretty much it. Like, I still like the trade, all good. 2R, more than enough. If I make the wrong choice, of course I'm gonna learn from it, but I really don't think I did, because we very likely on seeing this break even getting mitigated. This is usually where price draw. This is a sign I most of the time actually do something, and we have a 3-minute gap printed. So we're gonna see. I'm actually curious, but I really see it being bearish here. I see this as a really good bearish entry and a potential scalp, but I'm not gonna be taking that. I'm hell not gonna be taking that. And yeah, that's it for London. We don't need to be over trading. Keep in mind, this was my focus for today, taking high probability trades and also being really focused, unbiased, being able to admit, okay, now the likelihood of the trade failing gets really high. So yeah, our scaling was on a small loss, but it's all good though. And yeah, this was pretty much it for London. I'm still gonna stay a bit and watch what the trade does and what's happening, but as I said, I see it as a very massive bearish entry, and this is where we close when price gives very clear signs that it doesn't want to reach our main TP. That's a skill that we really gotta develop as traders and be able to understand, okay, our main idea is not looking like it's gonna play out, and now right now price is looking like it's reversing. So in that case, we either need to take some partials, go break even, take some protective measures, right? Based on price behavior, we either close full, either take some partials, go break even. We need to do something to adjust the trade, because we clearly see that the probabilities of the trade working right now go down significantly. And that's what I did here. I closed full because for me it's way more than enough a 2R, and considering the signs that we got, for me this is very dangerous. So that's all I did. Doesn't necessarily mean that the trade will fail, but it very likely means that we're gonna reach for those break-even orders. And look at 50-minute, right? Look at how hard 50-minute reacted of the high. Very unlikely to be playing out after these rejections, because we not reacted once of the high. We took the high and reacted again, then gave a really strong bearish entry pattern here. So yeah, for me still a W day. Of course, we made the 2R, and we made, like, this is probably, it's pretty substantial on this personal account that I have. So very W trade. We made like $6 basically on this trade, which is 10%. Yeah, it's 10% on these accounts. So why would I be mad at that? If the trade is gonna work, we're gonna see, but I'm gonna learn from this. But for now, I am really content with my decision. This is looking really strong on being lower. Euro kind of in the weird state as well. AU looking like it's gonna be bearish, but yeah. Oh, we actually got that retracement on gold here, but it's all good though. This was the trade for London. I'm really curious now to watch and see what is about to happen. We might be printing bullish. I might have maybe should have trusted the trade a bit more, but for me, I don't know, the signals right here really show that we're gonna come for those break-even orders. So I don't really want to sit and watch and see what is gonna happen. I'm not gonna be taking any positions right now, but I'm just gonna watch just out of curiosity, to be honest, to see what is gonna happen. But for me, this is a no-brainer. This can be actually a scalp that I can take here. This sell towards this sell side and this break-even order, this can be a scalp, right? This stop loss above the B. I mean, it's a very small R, but yeah, this can be an idea. That's when I'm always closing my positions, when I see a really good opposing entry. In this case, the opposing entry is really good because we had 50-minute high getting taken here. We had this pretty strong rebalance here. These are very dangerous. And then we had lower time frame buy sell liquidity taken an inversion. So for me, still a pretty high relevance entry, or a pretty dangerous entry, I would say. Maybe should have trusted the trade, but we're gonna see after the trade is over. I can really decide, okay, whether I did the right choice or did not. For now, yes, I did the right choice. So that's all that it matters at the end of the day. You also, this is why trading is hard, because you need to develop these qualities. You need to develop a quality of knowing when, okay, now it's looking like the trade idea is failing. You need to admit when you're gonna be wrong, and when the chances of you being wrong appear. Like, it's a lot of qualities you need to develop. Also need to be able to not have greed, because I might have had greed here on letting the trade keep running, and then price reverses and hits my break even or some shit. So yeah, also like a 2R, like seriously, come on, like 2R is more than enough. And if we come back, I'm not saying realistically no to the trade, but I do want to see a retracement. You might still hold though of this, maybe. Interesting. Okay, we'll see. And generally, it was a really high conviction trade, but yeah, these signs here were really showing me that we're taking this as drawn liquidity and not this. That's why I closed. And yeah, as I said, this looked like a really good bearish entry for me. Like something like this. At least target this low and break even orders. Usually this wicks, when you have this really good entries, these end up getting mitigated at break even most of the time. Get mitigated at break even. So yeah. We're gonna see. My bad, not this right here. But candle behavior really iffy. Now we're really focusing on high quality trades. This was a high quality trade for me, and we're gonna come back for New York and see if we have any other opportunity. Now I think, bro, like, this is all the switch that I need to make. Stop over trading, take high quality trades, be consistent, and that's it. Like, I only need to be taking trades like this. If there's no trade like similar to this where I'm confident in buys, I'm confident in entry, I'm confident in most of the things, then do not trade it. And look how well we're respecting that bearish FVG once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Really strong. Yeah. This is where you experience really Yeah, see here is where I closed on the inversion. When we complete the inversion, here is where I close full all of my positions. So yeah, very W, still very W day. Thank you God for this beautiful, beautiful trade. Could have probably secured way more here, just based on, I don't know, intuition. My intuition, close, 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 close. It was here telling me to close, but yeah. And this was basically the counter trend idea. Really a really no-brainer if you ask me, but I'm not gonna be taking this, of course, but it is a no-brainer here. That's why I'm saying this is how you should be closing trades. Usually you should not be closing you should not be closing trades based on profit, or you looking at profit and seeing that profit and okay, I'm closing, I'm content with that. You should be closing based on price action. Like you see here, I see a very good opposing bearish entry pattern. That's when I'm closing. So when I see a really good potential bearish trade on our bullish idea, that's when I'm closing. So yeah, this could have been like a very skillful scalp, but yeah, we gonna see. As I said, if I don't know if I like, this rejection looks really strong for me. If we get that retest, I'm gonna consider it. Like after a strong retest, I'm not gonna, after we come into break-even orders, definitely, because this, as I said, these are often, very often get mitigated. Very often get mitigated. But yeah, now we have these sell side getting built here, which can be a good continuation pattern. I'm not saying no, but we're gonna see. For me, I'm definitely content with this trade. Looks like it's reacting a bit, like trading view still lagging, but yeah, I'm looking on my second monitor. Yeah, now we have the sell side, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna reach back into it. If you don't, that's all good. I still see it as a good opposing entry pattern. And this hold held a lot of relevance even on the lower time frames, so I would call it I'll call it a high relevance, and maybe high relevance, I'm not sure. Yeah, now it's looking like it's reacting bullish. Was I wrong? It's all good though, even if I was wrong. We don't need to squeeze all the potential out of a trade, right? We don't need to do that. We need to be consistent, and 2R is usually the consistent area, the area that I can pull off consistently. So this looks like a good inversion, but I'm not really confident in rescaling in here and re-entering the trade. Look at the 3-minute, looks really dangerous, this gap, this bearish gap that we have. So yeah, I'm not gonna be scaling in. I'm not gonna re-enter the trade again. Very W, still a very W day for me, no matter what really happens with the trade. We might be doing this because think about it, right? We have this 3-minute VG, and we swept this low, and now we're reacting, but I'm still this big ass cock block here and this big ass cock block, but especially this 3-minute VG. That's why, yeah, I'm not gonna be chasing anything, even if I'm wrong. Why would I be chasing right here? I'm thinking whether, yeah, I wouldn't call this a high relevance entry. I would call it medium relevance, actually. So thinking about it, like the best way to manage this trade, this, I wouldn't really call it high relevance because we have lower time frame area. I'll call it medium relevance, which means we're retracing, right? Meaning that I would have probably had to trim, but I don't know how to trim on my platform. So We're gonna see what it does here. If we close, I am considering still re-entering, but I don't want to see this close, but and this is still a red flag for me, so I'm not sure if I want to do that. Euro is in a spot where you can really fail that lower high here. This move looks very retracey for now, so I'm not sure whether I really want to do anything here. Even our scaling would have stayed intact here. I'm considering scaling, but I'm not sure I want to do that. Yeah, I can't say I trust this to be scaling in right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna accept that I might be wrong on this. Okay, I might have closed relatively early, and I'm gonna let it be. Even if it looks like it's breaking right now, the thing is realistically it's still very dangerous to be scaling. We might have just swept this high, come back to retest this, and then continue lower towards the internal sell side that we have. But yeah, but I'm gonna be probably not doing anything right now. It needs to be some discipline, right? Because now you have that intent, that anger within you. Okay, I might have closed early. What if the traders keep going to my higher time frame target or to my initial area, and then you start getting itchy and those anger, and you want to take a trade to, I don't know, to prove yourself right or kind of recover your mistake. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be disciplined, and yeah, because I know right now there's still a good substantial amount of profit that we made on the day. So, and it's still not necessarily great because our range is very very voided, and I would anticipate us retracing. And again, if we retrace, I'm down to be rescaling in on the same idea. So we're gonna see. I'm still gonna watch it because it's fun, but yeah, realistically I'm not sure about this. It kind of looks like it's breaking. Yeah, but I'm not gonna chase it. That's it. This is my day. This is my trade for London. I'm not gonna be chasing anything else. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It kind of looks like it's leaving, but yeah. Now scaling would have stayed intact because our stop loss was below the low, but I'm gonna take it and accept it, right? Because right now that anger, that voice in your head, okay, whoa, you need to enter, I need to let it be there and not let it push me into any actions, because that's what I gotta do right now. First week as a scalper already broke even, which is pretty strong progress. And the biggest reason why I ended up being break even for this week is because of unnecessary losses. So still gonna take the 2R for the day, even though my initial idea might have worked, which is like another, yeah, basically double of the initial position. But yeah, we gonna see what do you do. At this point it's just dog shit to be trying to, yeah, see euros failing the lower high and starting to form the lower high. This looks retractive, a very choppy inversion here. It's still more likely to be bearish, I would say. Interesting. We're gonna see what we have for New York. Right now I'm not gonna be taking this even if it works. Yeah, maybe the decision should have been not fully close. That's what I'm kind of trying to reflect here. The entry was really dangerous. That was a good choice. The entry was really the entry in itself, but this area was not that relevant. It was like a very lower time frame area, like a not even 3 minute. It was a 1 minute FVG actually, so it's definitely a medium to low relevance opposing entry. It's not a high relevance. If it would have been like at least a 5 minute, then yeah, then the choice of closing around this area might have been better. We do have buy side, yes, but our POI is not really, it's only really present on the 1 minute though. this really strong rate of liquidity here. Yeah, so it might have been the wrong choice, but it is what it is. Medium relevance, yeah. I'm still getting a bit used to scalping and which zones I should choose as valid zones to close trade off of, but yeah. Looks like the main idea would have still played out apparently. My main idea was basically first target and second target here, but yeah. I might consider re-entering because now we inversed last FVG, so I might reconsider that on this area. I want to see something, not this. I want to mark this zone. I think it's basically chasing price, but I'm gonna see if we manage to retest it. Yeah, I think this was just a medium to low relevance opposing entry, meaning an opposing entry that is not really worth fully closing upon, right? But it's all good though. We learn from every trade. We still made money on the trade. We could have made more, but still a W though. I want to see if we retest. I might again now since we invalidated all these POIs, all these bearish POIs. Now I'm considering rescaling in just to take towards this high and still make money on my main idea. But I do want to see that retracement here. I don't want to be forcing trades, right? I don't want to be taking a trade right now just because it looks like my initial idea plays out. You get what I mean? I see this and this inversion right here. So I'm considering still benefiting off my main idea, but yeah, still cannot really force the idea. So let's just kind of make a plan right here. Like the idea would be really small. I would say this probably I would risk at most $1 on this, just to make another like a small amount on this. But I do want to see us still retest into that 1 minute AVG here. Interesting. Let's see if we get that retracement. If we don't, I'm not gonna chase this. I do want to see us retest into that. Yeah, it looks like it's going. Maybe medium relevance entry, yeah. That was a mistake. Medium relevance, I mean medium to low. I would say medium, actually low. I mean not medium because we had this 50-minute high, but we didn't have a POI, so it wouldn't make sense to fully close. Maybe some partials, sure. But fully closing, I don't think it would have been necessary here, so. I still want to see that retrace. Why you don't want to do that shit, bro? Come on, bro. Why you keep rejecting like that, bro? Of that order block it keeps rejecting, but probably still better off not to be entering here though. This was a good area to re-enter, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be chasing this. We're gonna see. With a small position with a $1 is really fine, but yeah. Let's see us pull a bit deeper into that shit, bro. Can I do a limit? Um, I'm already late. Yeah, I'm not gonna be forcing this shit. It is what it is. They're gonna let it run. If it hits our main take profit, we're gonna learn because yes, this was yeah, not an opposing entry that was worth really doing much on. Yeah, now we're reaching back into my initial take profit, which we would have made way more money if if I would have let price run here, but it is what it is. I already closed on this strong entry, strong bearish entry. We ended up really respecting that bearish EVG here, but but the reason why I shouldn't have done anything here is because the POI is only present on the 1 minute. This was what was scaring me here, but if you look at 3 minute, if you look at 5, if you look at 50 minute, there's no real area here. So that's why on this entry right here we shouldn't have done anything, but it's all good. It's still a 2 hour for the day, but next time we know how to manage a bit better, because we closed I think around here actually 1.8. So yeah, we gotta learn from this. Of course, still a double a day, so we cannot really be mad at ourselves for W London for really good trades. Yeah, even if it goes to final profit, but yeah. We still very likely gonna see that retest here. I mean, this can be again a short idea, but it's just really chasing price at this point. So we're gonna be fine with the outcome of the day. We're gonna learn from it, and next time we're gonna leave it run a bit more. Opportunities like this are gonna be present pretty much every single day. Like, it's not so much delivery. Let me look at this. How much delivery technically is? It's 20 pips. London prints 20 pips basically every single day. Every single day it prints at least 20 pips. So this is not something that we will not have. We will have opportunities like this pretty much every single day. Pretty much every single day. So pretty much every single day, 2 to 3 times. So it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we still made money. We still made progress. Now we gotta make sure that we keep it. We keep that profit that we just made, even though we could have made more, sure, but we gotta make sure that we're keeping it. So we're not gonna overtrade, but next time we're gonna know, okay, this is not a very, it's a strong bearish entry, but because we're lacking POI, it's not a bearish entry that we should fully close on. We should only take partials or do something, I don't know, take partials, go break even or whatever. And that, with that knowledge, we would have left the trade run. So yeah, still good though. Yo, apparently, just imagine one thing. Um, Imagine I would have chased my idea and took that trade that I said I will on this bullish gap. It looked good. Bullish case is held, but then we inverse, and again that would have been a just completely unnecessary loss. So we made progress today of avoiding unnecessary losses and accepting when we're wrong, right? The only difference what would have made if we wouldn't have closed here, it would have been that we would have got a bit of a a bit of a better close around this level here when we retested. But yeah, now we're definitely reaching it that sell side into this. But yeah, I'm not gonna be chasing the idea no more. So maybe again after we come here, but I don't like how we're reacting here. Probably euro reacting pretty strongly as well, but we don't have a POI to be trading off. We don't have a buy sell liquidity rate, so I wouldn't really be taking this, even though it looks pretty good on reaching lower. I wouldn't really be taking this. Yeah, no, wouldn't be taking this. So still a W day, right? Really looking like I'm turning profitable. I'm not gonna lie, if I legitimately remove the unnecessary losses, which I just did today by taking this, I'm really turning profitable. I really turning profitable. So yeah, if I manage to keep my execution consistent and only take those high quality trades like this was here, and keep making like 2 to 3R and some trades when when we have really good delivery, even like in this case we would have made like 3. But yeah, I think I'm actually really turning profitable. Kind of sad that it's happening after I lost my 50k account, but if I wouldn't have lost that 50k account, I wouldn't have started scalping. So everything happens for a reason, right? Everything happens for a reason. And this is gonna be it for today. I mean, not for today, for London today. And I'm gonna see you. Maybe we're gonna have some trades on Nasdaq. I do really like Nasdaq, so we gonna see what we got going on today. Apparently we printed bullish, which is kind of what I was expecting, but it's just weird price action. So I'm gonna see you for London, bro.